Hey, welcome back to my channel, Best Practice Gaming. My name is Rob, and today I'm doing the quest Top of the World. Let's have a look at it. Up on that mountain is a little truck stop with a big heart. It's so popular with truckers that they just ran completely out of supplies. If you don't get some provisions up there soon, there may be a truckers' revolt. I've definitely seen that in real life out on the West Coast, so let's get going here. And then I'll be doing two drives, this freight here, and then there's another truck with freight. That's because I want to talk a little bit about my day, my first day, how it went. Of course, no names, places, or faces, but I'll just talk about how it overall generally went. It went pretty good. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the bus system here, where I'm at. So the first bus I got was the very first bus of the morning. That actually did not turn into the next bus I needed, so that was kind of a problem. So I had to get off that bus and go get on another bus. But the second bus after that actually turns into two buses. So this is kind of confusing where you have one dedicated bus and then the next bus coming along turns into another bus line. That was the bus line that I needed. So I thought I was stuck there for a minute. And I wasn't going to make it there on time, but I managed to make it there on time, so that was really nice. Of course, everybody I work with is incredibly nice. They're incredibly nice people. They're definitely getting organized just to meet all the expectations. I actually got started today with my organization, so that was incredibly nice. And then on the back end, I'm still working on all my other stuff just to bring that up to parity, so all that can get going. And then other than that, everything else went really well. I know that was kind of like a generalized overview. I can't really go into complete details, but it was actually a really fantastic day. I got all my training done, which is really great. Is what I'm trying to say. Really great. And of course, it's just like like if you're living in America, it's like the standard training that you would get, like the ethical training, the anti-discrimination training, stuff you see all over the U.S., but you wouldn't see in other countries. So stuff like that. So that was really nice. I have to admit, the acting for the anti-discrimination training was actually really good. They got real actors to do real acting, and it was actually kind of believable. The training I used to see was like from the early 90s, and it was just so over the top bad. So that was really interesting. So yeah, all in all, not a bad day here. So on my freight here, I've got two foodstuffs, and I got two lumbers here to get up to that truck stop, and should be coming up to the next map here pretty soon. And of course, I've got the A&K military truck along with another sideboard trailer, so that's really nice. Again, a really nice, easy drive. Even though this is the Alaskan map, it's actually more. It has more roads on it than the other snow maps, so that's really nice. I should be coming up to the map here. Yeah, there it is. Wait, hold on a second. I don't want to go that way. Man, I still can't believe that I've come so far from working 2 days a week on a help desk role at 3 a.m. in the morning to 3 a.m. afternoon to doing what I'm doing now. So I'm really excited for my work here. And what was really nice about it is that like right next door is a bakery, so I wonder if it's like one of those warehouse bakeries you see sometimes where you can go in and buy bread. Definitely gonna see if that's the case. Probably not tomorrow. I'm gonna look it up online. What's really nice about this little truck stop here is that there's actually a trailer store here, so I can just get rid of this trailer here. All right, I got the Dairy Longhorn here, which is kind of an offshoot of the Oshkosh truck. I like to call the Oshkosh truck the Oshkosh Bagosh truck because there's a store out there called Oshkosh Bagosh, but that's not what it's really called. So let's get going here. And then when I was looking at the Oshkosh truck, I saw that the freight on it was like an Abrams tank, an M1 Abrams tank. Well, they don't have any of that in the game, but I'm going to try to get one of the heavy vehicles, like the heavy trucks, put it on a truck trailer and see if I can haul it with this thing. And I'm gonna put that up too, because I really want to see what this truck can really do. What was really nice about my new job is they actually took the time to get to know me, so I thought that was really cool. When I was a contractor in Seattle, it was come in, you do the work, you work your contract, and then you leave. You didn't really get to know anybody. You worked your hours. You didn't really get to speak to other people. Like there wasn't like a big, it's not like a really big team culture around contracting. But one of the cool things about contracting is if you play your cards right, you can usually take 2 or 3 months off between contracts. So it depends on what contracts you get, how much the payout is going to be. If it's like a salary contract, which is very rare, or an hourly contract. Sometimes I would take 2 to 3 months off between contracts. It's only until I moved out into Virginia Way that I really started like working at corporations and then having options to go on vacation, having a 401k, stuff of that nature. I didn't really have any of that as a contractor. Instead, what I had was much, much more freedom to do what I wanted to do when I was off contract. And a lot of those contracts still exist in the Seattle area. It's a big contracting culture out that way. So you can work like 6 months on, take a month off. Some companies like Nintendo, they're Japanese based, and then how they exist in the U.S. and how they kind of like fly under the radar under some laws for like employing people is they employ contractors, and you see the contractors both at the technical level and at the warehouse level. There was a big thing about that a couple of years ago. So I think that's really interesting. I tried to get on as a contractor at Nintendo. So at Nintendo, they work like, I think 11 months off and then take 2 months off. Yeah, 11 months on, 2 months off, which is usually November and December, because I think that's kind of how the work culture is at Nintendo as far as contracting goes on the US side. And then in November, I went and did the interviews with Nintendo, and I passed the initial interviews. The only problem was is that the hiring managers themselves, they wouldn't be back from Japan until January, which was too long to be going without work. So I ended up picking up work at another organization. It was actually a college that I went to for technology. And then probably if I ever move back to the Seattle area, I'll reapply for Nintendo again. The forget the name of the company that holds the contracts for Nintendo actually, but I applied through them, and then I interviewed through them, and I passed all the initial interviews. That was a long time ago. That was like over a decade ago. But it was still kind of like kind of trippy to be interviewing for Nintendo. I never thought I would be interviewing for Nintendo here. I'll go ahead and switch to first person view here because it's much easier to drive and talk that way. And of course, at that time when I interviewed for Nintendo, I had several friends working at Nintendo, but they did the game testing side at Nintendo, which is the 11. Is it? I think it's 10 months off, 2 months off type culture. So that's how I found out about Nintendo hiring at that time. So that was a little while ago, and it was definitely an experience, that's for sure. Driving up to Redmond, Washington, trying to find the right place to park in the Nintendo parking lot because it's a huge parking lot. So right next to Nintendo, like mashed up together, is both Nintendo and Microsoft. So it's kind of easy to get lost between which building is which. At that time, they weren't really well. What's the word I'm trying to say here? It's not document title. The titles on the buildings weren't that well. They're kind of like blank buildings, like all office buildings. So it was kind of hard to find. All right, it looks like I'm coming up to the end of this quest here. We'll go ahead and get this freight to this little hotel here. Alright, if you guys like what you're seeing, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell notification icon for Best Practice Gaming. And again, my name is Rob, and then in the description below I do have some GoFundMe links to help the channel. Have a great day to everybody.